2021, an oil pipeline giant was hit by DarkSide, a type of ransomware. Huge amounts of data were hijacked, and hefty ransom payments were demanded. The attack caused the company to shut down some of its main oil pipelines and resulted in a huge ransom payment. Although normal operations were ultimately restored, the immediate aftermath saw significant gas shortages in a number of different areas. Just one example of how ransomware has become a major source of loss for businesses around the world.
Hi there, I'm Julie. As introduced at the beginning of this video, today we'll be talking about one of the industry's top threats to security everywhere. That's ransomware. We are joined by Mark Jackson, our resident expert. Dr. Jackson, welcome to a tour to Huawei storage.
Thanks for having me.
Ransomware is the biggest worry for IT providers. As our senior expert in ransom protection, could you tell us what are the trends of ransomware?
Well, as you mentioned, ransomware is wreaking havoc across the globe. It's targeting large enterprises and infrastructure. It's encrypting data and leading to huge ransom payments. Ransomware operators have started to adopt a ransomware as a service model as they continually look for organizations to steal private data from or to impose huge losses on. Unfortunately, ransomware attacks have become the new norm. Attack capabilities and threats are now similar to advanced persistent threats that gain unauthorized access to a computer network and remain undetected for an extended period of time. In most cases, infiltrating and paralyzing the supply chain has become the main entry point for extortion.
What threats can ransomware pose, and how can we protect against ransomware attacks?
Ransomware is a type of malware that encrypts user data. It infects computers to restrict access to key files and key data, and it continues doing so until the victim pays a ransom to unlock it. You can imagine how desperate companies are willing to pay huge sums of money, but in doing so, they end up hurting their bottom lines. What's even worse is that 49% of companies that pay the ransom get only part of their data back or none of their data back. So this is quite an expensive gamble.
Yes, the threat is real. A 2021 report noted that the average cost to recover from a single ransomware attack is $1.85 million, while ransomware attacks a device every 11 seconds.
Sounds like you've done your homework. Ransomware often causes system downtime of days or even weeks in some cases. And in our increasingly digital world, we need our apps to run 24/7. So this kind of downtime can cause huge losses or even lead to the bankruptcy of some ill-equipped companies.
Is it possible to set up a block list using the antivirus software to block the ransomware attacks?
Well, that's one idea, but it's much easier said than done. Ransomware has many different variants, and attackers are constantly creating new variants. Antivirus software uses existing information to identify attacks, meaning new variants often bypass these existing firewalls. If we optimize the detection mechanism, we will always be one step behind the attackers.
This seems a perfect time to introduce our solution. As a company that builds safe storage for its customers, Huawei offers a comprehensive ransomware protection solution designed to defend against ransomware. What can you tell us about the Huawei ransomware protection solution?
Indeed, Huawei's ransomware protection storage solution runs on our Ocean Store Dorado and Ocean Protect storage systems, and it provides a two-layer defense system. One is on the storage system itself, and the other is in an independent isolation zone.
Okay, so in order, what do we offer on the storage?
Well, there's several measures we take to ensure security. When ransomware reaches the storage system, a pre-configured file blocking library is invoked to detect and block any known ransomware.
This sounds like the block list I just mentioned, but you said that's not enough.
Well, actually, it's more than just a block list. In addition, we've created a proprietary machine learning algorithm which identifies 99.9% of unknown ransomware attacks. And this technology is exclusive to Huawei systems.
I see. So we use a block list for known attacks and machine learning for unknown ones. Okay, so what's next?
Next, we use secure snapshots for data recovery. These differ from typical snapshots, which are used to recover data from logical errors.
Okay, so what is the secure snapshot?
A secure snapshot is immutable, which means that data cannot be modified or deleted by anyone, including the ransomware. So, if the system detects a suspicious file, it will automatically create a secure snapshot to prevent the virus from spreading. This allows us to offer both manual and automated protections.
Sounds like data is safe here. You mentioned the two-layer defense system, and the second layer is the isolation zone. What exactly is an isolation zone?
Well, the best way to protect against ransomware attacks is to build a tamper-proof environment. The isolation zone is a physically isolated area that's separate from the production or backup environment. Once you've moved the data copies to the isolation zone, the air-gap technology automatically disconnects the replication links, ensuring the ransomware won't find or access the data in the isolation zone.
Much like a safe, locking away our valuable data.
Exactly. We also use a 3-2-1-1 rule, which means that each data has 3 copies stored on 2 different backup storage media, in which one copy is stored offsite and the other is air-gapped and stored in the isolation zone.
So in the highly unlikely event ransomware reaches our system's file, the copy in the isolation zone is our last line of defense.
Exactly. I couldn't have said it any better myself. We use an isolation zone for both our production and backup storage, for a dual level of protection. But it's more than just isolation. Data is encrypted across the whole life cycle to prevent leakage.
Okay, let me get this right. We use a block list and machine learning algorithm to block known and unknown ransomware.
Yep.
We create secure snapshots and store a copy in the isolation zone, and we encrypt all data all of the time.
Precisely. That's why we call this solution comprehensive. Huawei provides a full stack of enterprise-grade storage and backup systems, which offer the industry's most resilient ransomware protection.
Dr. Jackson, thank you for joining us today. I have learned a lot about Huawei ransomware protection solution, and I'm sure our audience has too.
It's been a real pleasure. Thanks so much for having me.
That's all for today. If you like this video, please give us a like and follow us for more content. Until then, see you next time.